Attempt number two. What's up, my peoples? Hopefully everyone can hear me now, which I think is the case because I think I can hear myself, which is kind of annoying. But that is going to be the nature of the beast. All right, so today is going to be a very, very long episode. So for those of you who are going to be tuning in to YouTube to watch this, don't worry. I'll mark at the bottom what times different topics are discussed, and you can pick and choose what you want since no one really wants to hear me ramble for, good hour 20 by myself as I sip hot water the entire time. But this is kind of my own little fictional story here, or non-fictional story, I guess you would say, and they all kind of tie into one another. So it all kind of starts with the reunion of Carbon that we did see on Saturday. So in case none of you guys tuned into that, Carbon, the entire 2006/2007 roster, came back together to play a couple games of Halo 4. There was a lot that happened during that time. There was a lot of nostalgia. The first couple of games, all we did was laugh. It was a blast in every way, shape, and form. And I don't even know how it really all happened, with the exception of I know Ghost. Ghost kind of put everything together. So he's kind of like Hitch, and I'm Kevin James. So I'm the fat guy who wants to go out with the hot chick, and the hot chick being the 2006 Carbon. So it actually really worked out quite nicely. But so we decided to play that whole day. And going into it, I thought, yeah, this is going to be cool. It's probably going to happen, once a week, maybe once a month, if ever again. If it doesn't happen again, it doesn't matter. I get to hang out with the people who I kind of was created through in its own way, because your past really shapes who you are, right? The past is the torch that lights the way, correct? So seeing people from my past who played a humongous impact in it really was awesome for me. Just regardless of change and everything along those lines, it's still good to see those people. But so as we were playing, I still kind of suck. That was day 10 that I was on, so I'm not the best, but it was like Karma's first day, and Wave's like second or third. I'm not sure, but all I know is Wave cannot jump. If you watch the video that's up on my YouTube from King of the Hill on lockout, or shutout, whatever you prefer to call it, he missed the jump to snipe 3 5 times. He went negative, and we won 250 to like 11. We went 250 to 11, and he went negative because he fell off the map 5 times because he can't jump. 6 if you count the one going bottom BR. But as the day progressed and we kept playing, I was expecting Wave to dip out after 3 or 4 hours tops. But Wave was there the whole night. Of course he was the first one to dip out because he has work, but nonetheless he was there, and we were playing the entire time. And he was actually, after the second game, he was kind of like, I can see this being like, a bi-weekly thing, once a week thing, no matter what. It's wonderful. And so I was like, wow, look at this. Like, fucking Wave actually wants to play because he's having fun. Now, for those of you who aren't up to date as to what Shockwave's doing, or Chris Smith, whatever you want me to refer to him as, Wave got his degree from Virginia Tech. He got it in engineering. I'm not sure what branch, but he's out in Oregon. During this time, though, for video games, he was playing Battlefield 2. And as all of you know, there was supposed to be like a $1.4, $1.6 million tournament for Battlefield 2 that just disappeared, right? They promoted it, and then they went, it's fucking gone. So Wave would have loved to win that event because he was definitely one of the top players in that as well. Everyone kind of knows that Ogre 2's team was kind of like the best, but Wave's was up there too. So he was going to be walking away with some change. So he's kind of disheartened right now, and he has no video game to play. So we're like, I'm going to try to grab him and pull him into me for Halo 4, and I think, Battlefield 3, whatever the fuck the game's called. I don't know. I don't really keep up with it because I don't really care that much about other games. But so I'm going to try to grab Wave and pull him into me, and we're going to try to bring him in there. The question mark, though, that everyone kind of noticed was Karma. And after I take a sip of water, I'll tell you about Karma. Now, Karma lives up in the mountains of California right now. He works for a company that works with Astro, and he does their customer support. So I'm assuming he's on the phone all day, and really, that's what he does. Killen, surprisingly enough, was up there as well. Killen flew up to Ben's house, so it was like, honestly, it was a complete reunion. Killen has a kid. I don't know if you guys remember Killen, but Killen was the shit. He was the big ogre, 6'5" guy running around in 2007, normally drunk and hooking up with females, but now he has a kid, so he never touched those females. Um, but so Karma was kind of quiet the whole night, right? Like everyone who watched was kind of like, why is Ben so quiet? Like he doesn't talk. And yeah, and I can chalk it up to a lot of things. I could chalk it up to him, one, having Kellen next to him because he hasn't seen Kellen in a year. Two, not knowing the maps. Three, not being sure what to discuss or talk about because he's on live stream. And four, maybe he wasn't enjoying himself. I don't really know. Though this is kind of the question mark, and uh, I like to look at it as optimistic as possibly, but it's who knows, right? Like we all don't know. So uh, we hope it's just that he didn't know the maps. Karma didn't really communicate that much in scrims that didn't matter, but the ones that did matter, he did talk a lot. So we'll figure it out, right? But with looking at Karma, it's kind of like 80-20, 90-10 actually. It's probably more 90-10 than if the full Carbon Squad would get all the way back together. So I know everyone was really curious about this. I was really happy to play it. I was really curious about it myself leading up to it, if this was a possibility. And sure enough, I would say that Waves is probably on board. It's probably like a 60-40 stretch with Wave. So you would be looking at a trio at least. So 3 is better than 2, and so on and so forth with that gay saying. But moving forward, we do have something else to discuss, and that is it looks like I will be casting Arena Gaming. I don't know really how it all worked out, but I'll give you guys the complete story. How do I even this is what I'm talking about. It's kind of like it's a story, and it's going to unfold all in front of your face. So as I'm playing with the Carbon Reunion, Tyler Hoyt, or the coach of Pulse Esports, named Diesel, formerly known, I guess, as Diesel, he made a tweet saying we need to get Gandhi out to Arena Gaming. And for those of you who know, I'm in between jobs right now, so all I'm doing is really hanging out and streaming and trying to leave my mark on everything here as it stands, right? Like that's what I'm doing. So I just started streaming. I won't get paid from Twitch until April 18th or something along those lines, right? So I don't have money to really be blowing. So because I still have gym membership and phone bills and stuff to pay, but I don't really have money to be blowing on a plane ticket. So Nashville was kind of out of the equation. But so what Diesel did was Diesel tried to get this like Kickstarter started for me. But then all of a sudden this guy out of the blue said, hey, I've been watching Halo since 2003. This is my business. His name's True Blood, or True Fire. Fuck, I'm a bad person for not knowing. Like I'm serious. I'm sorry. I just I see True, and then I think True Blood, that TV show with the vampires. Because I'm a 17-year-old girl who still loves vampires for whatever reason. But he has to get rid of these miles every year, right? Like he has free miles to just kind of give away, and if he doesn't use them, like he gets penalized. So he said, hey, you know what? How about a ticket through Delta to Nashville? And Diesel was like, that's fucking awesome. Let me talk to Scott. And so I got hit up at like 3 a.m. 3 a.m. And because it was, daylight savings, which means have fun fixing your sleeping schedule because you just lost an hour. Rest in pieces, right? But so he hit me up at 3 a.m. and I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. Like, so then I'm on board with AGL. I know, take a second. True Blue AL. That's a ticket. That's see, it's kind of like True Blood. I was right out of 6 letters. 6 out of like 12, 10 letters, I was right. But he's a badass dude. He really is. He's a complete badass dude. But so So then I tweeted AGL and I said, "Hey, look, I'm coming there. I don't think I'll be playing, but I can't cast." And they grabbed onto me. And then later on in the day, I was or next day came by and it was AGL Sunday, and so the day went on. And then when their event ended, I saw them tweet something like, "We have Gandhi and Walshy casting," and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Hold the phone!" Like, I thought this was the Gandhi show, right? But then when they found, I had no idea Walshy was going to be casting, right? So Walshy and I will be casting at this Arena Gaming League at AGL Nashville, which is definitely one of the bigger events that AGL's ever had. So yeah, if you guys are looking for your team passes, definitely buy them because we're gonna have a badass cast and we're gonna have a badass time the entire weekend. Will I be casting the whole time? Absolutely not. My voice, I'm not what I used to be, right? Like I was good once, right? I'm not as good as I once was, but I was good once as I ever was. Toby Keith, ignorance is bliss, right? Um, so I don't know how that's gonna all work out, but we'll definitely be there, Walshy and I. And so what's good about that though is I actually genuinely enjoyed casting with David Walsh. For those of you who aren't familiar with Walshy's background, I'm not going to talk about it because it's too long for me to even speak about. He is a savage, though. He is a monster. He is in his own very elite category, seeing since he's won 3 national champions with MLG. You can do that. If Ogre 2's won 5, he's won 3. He's a badass in every way, shape, and form. And it's irrefutable in every way, shape, and form. Just to reiterate it again, every way, shape, and form, Walshy is a badass. So give him credit as well in case you have no idea who he is. But so what's awesome about it, though, really, when I think about it, is that Dave and I bring kind of 2 different styles of casting into the booth that everyone saw at Columbus 2012. I'm the play-by-play caster, right? But now I actually know what the hell's going on because I play the game, so I can put in my own kind of pro spin sense into it. And Dave is the expert. Dave is the expert. He's been playing this game since it's come out. He has seen V1, V2, well, soon to be V3, pre-V1, which I have no idea how anyone ever played ever. That's neither here nor there, though. So Dave's going to be bringing that expert opinion, and then still we meet in the middle with this we have this same kind of quirky, weird humor about one another. Dave's probably going to bring up how, he beat me in 2007, and I'll say, yeah, rest in pieces, 2006, you weren't good. And then, we'll tailor off with some jokes. He'll probably throw in a mom joke like he hit Ogre 2 with in that interview, and then we'll keep rolling. But the cool thing about that really is the fact that, AGL never has really had that good of representation, right? Like, yes, the pros have pushed them. Yes, the casters have been there. The most recent event this past weekend, they had Fizzer and Hines, but, Fizzer and Hines, they aren't casters. They weren't trained to be casters. They weren't personalities. They didn't get, they didn't have the on-camera experience that Dave and I already have. Dave got thrown into the Lions Den instantly. He was told to cast Red Bull gaming event for the whole weekend by himself. That's hell. I don't think I could even do that. Actually, yeah, no, I could. I could cast solo by myself, but I don't think I could do it for a whole weekend. And Dave did that, and then when he came into the booth with me, it was so natural. It was like Dave and I have been casting for a very, very long time together. But so now, they're going to have actual good casters the entire time. Hopefully we can up the production value. Really what I want to get from, Nashville is really trying to solidify who's a top team and who's not. The coverage, for someone who has no idea what's going on, because I really don't. I know that Pulse is the best team out there right now. Dave is Walshy. Killick Heavy, Dave is Walshy. I know that Pulse is the best team out there. I know Ninja's team's probably second best, but I do know that Status Quo is attending Nashville. Even though they've been putting in time into to Call of Duty, they're still going to I think they're picking up APG, rumor has it. So Status Quo may be picking up APG and attending Nashville. But so even still, Status Quo is definitely a top competitor. which is badass to see. But really, what I want to get from Nashville is finding out who are the top 8 teams, who are the top 6, who are these top 12 players. All these stories that are here that are just so ripe for the taking that have just been lost because of poor execution. It's just, I don't understand how you don't even know who got third place at the most recent AGL just from looking at Twitter is fucking crazy to me. Crazy to me. But everything has its reasons, right? There's a reason for everything. So really, I just want to bring this back to feeling like old MLG times. Feeling like old MLG times where everyone, gets to hang out and everyone gets to push. Yeah, legendary, whatever. I wasn't asking for who actually won the last, who got third the last event. What I'm saying is I didn't know personally, just from looking at Twitter, which is bad because, there should be a lot of hype about this event and people should be happy and envious of those who place in the top 3. They should also hate them because they did not place in the top 3 because top 3 gets money, right? Everyone wants to go home with money. Everyone wants to be the best, though. So if you're not the best, what are you doing? You're a scrub. Move on, right? You got nothing to see here. Get out of here, right? So you have every reason to be mad. But so I want to bring back that old feel of everyone wants to be back to being the best. And that's what it used to be. And somewhere between Columbus 2012, the cheating, the playing early of Halo 4 before Dallas, and the most recent AGL events, we kind of lost that feeling. And now it's kind of just like, oh, you guys are playing this dead game, blah, blah, fucking blah. Fuck you, number one. Who cares? Dead or not, you can still be the best at a game. And I don't even think it's that dead. I think it's kind of on the rise. I think I saw like 2,100 on Throwdown yesterday, so things are slightly getting better. Slightly. And speaking of Throwdown, this kind of leads me to my next segment here, and that's there has to be something done for Team Throwdown, regardless of ranks. Ranks are coming, and we all know that. So we all kind of have to wait for that moment to happen as it is, right? But regardless, something has to be done about people who quit out. It is just an epidemic that is plaguing this community because people are going to be quitting out because there's no punishment for it. So if I join a game and I don't get the sniper and things aren't going well for me, what's going to keep me playing, right? I have no punishment. I'm going to quit out and start a new one. That's their mindset, right? Clearly, I'm a competitor and I always want to win my matches. That's that. But so yesterday, my buddy Adam came over and he played, I don't know, he played 4 or 5 matches. Of those 4 or 5 matches, every single one, someone quit out. He also had a joined in progress on his 6th one that I told him to just turn off the Xbox because it is not your day-to-day. It isn't. Right? Like if you play 4 games of matchmaking and you get 4 people who quit out throughout those games, so you're playing 3v4s every single game, and then their last one's a joined in progress where they're running the flag, it's not your day to play. Just put down the controller. It's not worth it. Rest in pieces. And there has to be something that is done about people who are quitting out. And it's very simple. It's very simple. Very. And the only thing you can do is start punishing people for their mistakes. That's what. This isn't a fucking democracy. This isn't the American judicial branch and justice system where there's all these fucking loopholes and you're going to have DAs and all this bullshit and a jury. No, fuck that. It needs to go back to the olden days where you fuck up, you lose, you steal, you lose a hand, right? You do something fucked up, you get hung in the middle of the streets. That's what needs to fucking happen. But the problem is people don't want to do that because they're afraid that's going to push them away. Well, fuck those people. If they're ruining someone's experience who actually enjoys your game, why are you putting up with them in the first place? Why appeal to someone who's going to be doing that? You already made your money. You've made it clear what your business model is, and that's push out games. You want games to be out. You don't care if they play it all the time. You don't have DLC coming out anymore. Majestic Map's done. Sure, you maybe have something going down in advance, but whatever. Why tailor to these people? You don't need them. You want the diehards. You want people who are going to be so passionate about this game that when they go talk to their buddy, They're like, and when their buddy talks to them, they go, "Hey man, what are you doing this weekend?" And he go, "Oh, Saturday, dude, it's my first day off. I'm gonna play Halo 4 all day long. I've been waiting all week to play this game. I'm gonna be playing it so much." And he goes, "Halo 4? Why the fuck are you playing that game, man? It's just a bunch of trash in that map." And you're like, dude, you have to understand, man, everything's getting revitalized. Everything's getting revamped. Things are badass. You can outskill people. There's teamwork. People don't quit out anymore. There's ranks. That's going to bring people the fuck in. You don't want these douche fucks coming in here and ruining people's experience who are actually trying to benefit you. You want your diehards. You want that cult-like following because that's what has made it. So what's the solution, Scott? You're sitting here bitching this whole time. You got fucking glasses. You got a 5 o'clock shadow. And you have a fight necklace, which does absolutely nothing besides just, keep you, as your stability, right? Cool. Awesome, Scott. What's the move? It's simple. You have a couple. Let's say I quit out of a game, number 1, right? Sends a warning marker straight to 343. Player has quit out of a game. And you don't even have to do it. You can do it after a day, right? But who cares? In this magical world. I quit out. Marker goes off to 343 Industries. They know that I've quit out of this game. Whatever. Maybe, I had to run. Maybe I had class. Maybe there was an emergency. Whatever. Cool. Second time I do it in the same hour. Another beacon goes. All right, what the fuck's going on with this guy? Why is he quitting out of another game? What's going on with him? 3 times in 1 hour, I quit out. Done. I'm banned for 4 or 5 hours, 7 hours, a day. If you quit out 3 times in 1 hour, there's something wrong with you. It's not like you had a family emergency. I'm sure you could come up with an example, right? Like, I'm sure there's something that could happen, but there's not. You punish them. You quit out 3 times in an hour, you're gone for X amount of time. That's it. You quit out 3 times 1 hour, you're gone for a day. People are going to stop fucking quitting out. And then what happens is when they return, you don't get that same punishment. No. It gets worse. You quit out 2 times in an hour, you're gone for 2 days. And if you're a recurring offender, you're gone for a week. You're gone for 2 weeks. You're gone for a month. You can't even log on. Who cares? We don't want you. We don't want your kind coming in here and ruining the experience for us. That is what should happen. You have to be punished for your mistakes. Today's society, no one takes blame for anything, right? How can you not take blame for something that you've done and you know that you've quit out every single time? If you get banned, you'll probably bitch about the punishment, but you'll know that it's your fault. That's a big difference. Maybe, you'll start pushing into these fuckers' heads that, hey, you know what? Your actions, there's consequences for them. And fucking you may revitalize a society of jackasses. That's the best thing that could happen in the world. But it's whatever. Right? Like, I'm not worried about, changing society. Because that's that's a long shot, right? You don't want to put them in the same quitters islands, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want people playing against other quitters. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. All it's going to do is make people quit out more. You just have to punish them. You punish them. Maybe not a day, 6 hours, and then a day for the second offense. Then 2 days. Then 4 days. Then 6 days. It just has to build upon itself. The snowball effect where people have to do good. And then how you can redeem yourself. How you can redeem yourself is by showing that you are a good player, right? Like you've turned over a new leaf. Like no longer do you go into games and quit out. You go a day, the punishment's reduced in half than what it was supposed to be. That's that. You can't, everyone's going to run into bad hosts. Everyone is going to run into a team that's just going to slap them. But play it out. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. Again, and then we're going to have ranks, right? You're telling me everyone here isn't going to get pissed off. How pissed off are you going to be when your rank's on the line and your teammate quits out because the game's close and he just got outshot or that you took his sniper? Here's exactly how it's going to happen, right? Haven Team Slayer 12-minute mark's coming, so the sniper's getting ready to drop. You take the sniper from your teammate, right? He's running forward. He calls it out that he's grabbing it, and you're like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, I'm grabbing the sniper because you're trash. I'm better than you moving forward. You grab it. You're walking up open ramp. Your teammate gets sniped. Your teammate gets naded, and he quits out instantly. And he sends you a message like, fuck you, kid. I can't believe you took my sniper. You're a trash can. Move along. Then you're in a 3v4. And now you're going to lose points from your rank. You're going to tell me that's not going to add up to the point where you're like, why the hell am I even playing this by myself? Why would I? Why would you play by yourself? And then you can only get on with your team. And then it becomes the social stigma that the only way you can play in Team Throwdown is with a team. And then people will then complain about the fact that they get matched up against teams the entire time. And then 343 will say, you know what? Maybe we should add in this solo queue. But they won't. Solo queue is probably not going to happen. It's probably just going to be one big playlist. Sure, they may tailor it to where, parties of 4 get matched up with parties of 4, but it's not going to be perfect. There's no way it's going to be perfect. There's no way. Quitting is an issue, and it's something that has to be addressed because for the normal person who's just getting into the game, if they want to get into the competitive side of things, they need teammates, and not necessarily are they going to have 3 other people to play with. And that's that. It's a sad reality, but you know what? It's a reality nonetheless, and that's what we have to think about. You can't exclude one particular person from anything. Any exception of the rule disproves the rule. It's an exception. It's not an exception for a reason. An exception disproves the rule. And that's something that we all have to accept as one, right? But there has to be punishment because you know what? I look at it a lot. I look at it a lot from my own personal self, right? Like when I play by myself, I hate it. I hate everything about this game when I play by myself. People are retarded. When you play by yourself, there's a lot of excuses you can make. You can say your teammates are dumb. You can say the host sucks. You can say your teammates quit out. That's why you lost. There's just a lot. I don't know why they weren't in fucking red window. There was a guy top yellow. I have no idea why he wasn't there putting in shots. Okay. When you go on with the team before, though, you know where people are at. You know where people are at. So then it's different. It's like, sure, you can still be delusional, but maybe you'll start thinking about, hey, maybe this is my fault. Like I pushed this ramp like a dumbass. I was down 3 shots and I still challenged and I lost. Right? Maybe you'll start thinking about it yourself. It's not good. It's not good to have people who quit out. My buddy Adam's completely discouraged from this game. And I know he's not the exception because I've gotten multiple tweets, I've seen multiple people in my chat saying, don't play by yourself in Throwdown. And that's the case. If you play by yourself, you're not going to have fun because people quit out. Sure, you're going to have those games where occasionally it's good, but on the whole, you're not going to be good. It's not going to be fun. And that's what you want. You want to attract people to the competitive side by it being fun. That's something that's really important, is you have to capture the fun aspect of the competitive side. Because for us competitive guys, what we love the most about the game is how competitive it is. And how competitive it can be, and how badass winning is, and how shitty fucking losing is. You go on these manic roller coasters where the highest of the highs, and then you can go to low of low where you just need a halo break because you can't take anymore. But you still get on that same day, and you want to fucking slam your head with a baseball bat because you still suck. So then you actually take a full day off, and you come back and everything's fresh and new to you. That's the nature of this beast. So, I'm sorry, I was reading a very, very long message. Calvin, the people who play customs all day, how can I measure them? If I don't see them on my list, I'm not going to be Googling their names the entire time. I don't know what game types they're playing. Team Throwdown, the reason how I said it reflects the competitive community by the amount of people in it is because most people who are in the competitive scene will either A, already be in there, or B, they'll be playing customs, right? So anytime we see an increase of people in there, that means people are getting out of their shell. Maybe they're solo joining. Maybe they're coming from Infinity with their team of 2, team of 3, team of 4, and they're trying out Team Throwdown. That shows promotion. That shows that people want to play this playlist. That is awesome. That is exactly what we are looking for, right? Who cares about the people who are playing customs? Who gives a shit about them, right? Like, they're already hooked. That is what we want. Right? That is the end all goal. We want people to go from throwdown to customs to competing to best of 11s to best of 7s versus teams and scrimming. That is the timeline, right? That is it. The competitive playlist throwdown is going to show what new faces are coming in. And if they have a shitty time, why the fuck would you continue to play? Why would you play something that you're not going to have fun at? That's hell. I wouldn't do it. So I know they wouldn't do it. There's a lot to really think about there, and I don't really know what the best answer is. I don't know if punishment's the best answer. I personally think it is. Who knows? Maybe it would backfire. Maybe the punishment would cause people to go into this furious rage of just sucking ass, right? So maybe we have to rule that out. But that's for us to talk about here. If you don't if that's not the case, then we got to talk about it, and we have to figure something out. That's that. But so, I had something else I wanted to talk about in Halo 4. Drawing blank here. I need to really start writing a script. Well, not a script. Fuck a script. That's gay. I don't like anything that's pre-recorded, and I don't like anything that's scripted out. I'd rather have bullet points. Like when you do a class presentation and you have a note card and people would have note cards, I did bullet points of just topics and I would just kind of free flow with it. I didn't want to have everything written out and then I'd read from the card. That's stupid and that's cliche, right? No one likes that. But man, I really had something else I wanted to discuss and I forget all about it. Oh, I guess we can talk a little bit about V3. So let's talk a little bit about V3. So yesterday I kind of leaked a couple things from it, and I guess I'll talk about them now. But I have no idea how they play out. But I'll let everyone else know. Sorry, Gandhi saw it, and this kid posted, Gandhi's thoughts, ... I got nothing. So it was kind of funny. But talking about V3 a little bit, so I was talking to Ghost, and I leaked this yesterday, and I'm sure Ghost is fucking infuriated with me. But so, a couple of the things that I do know that are being taken out and that are being added in. And I'm not going to say anything I didn't say yesterday, so I'm just going to talk about these because it's already leaked. So, yes, gossip, right? So, number one, CTF Simplex is out. Number two, Extraction on Haven is out. Those are the two I know right off the break, and I'm going to talk about, just relax, okay? We're going to get into it. So the reason Simplex is being taken out is because the map Skyline and oh god, what's the other one? I don't know. I don't have the Majestic map app. So if anyone wants to know, I'm sure you can figure it out somewhere. But the reason they're taking out Simplex is because Skyline, or whatever the other map is, plays very, very, very well. And the reason Simplex is being taken out is because it's very laggy. So for split screen for the competitive players, it is not good. It is not a necessity to have. I think it's still going to be in the rotation. So it's still going to be in the rotation on Team Throwdown, but it's not going to be a competitive game type, no. Extraction on Haven is being replaced with King of the Hill on Haven. Now, how King of the Hill works, no fucking clue. Never played a single game type of it. I'm not going to act like I am because, like I said, the best thing we have here is honesty. And that's that. So, is it going to work out? Maybe. Probably will. It should. I think after playing Extraction Haven for, 10 days, I can actually say that I think 2 of the extraction sites are completely shitty. I think the game types kind of sucks. It's fun because it's on Haven and everyone's very familiar with Haven and everyone knows all the routes, blah, 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 blah. But if you can get some decent hills on Haven, and I don't know how it's all going to work out, I'm assuming you're still going to have the one top middle, which is going to be a clusterfuck of hell. But assuming they're at the exact same places as, extraction sites, which, God, I hope to God not. But even if they are, it's going to be better than extraction. And you're going to see a lot of chaos, and you're going to see a lot more badass shit. You're going to see much better gameplay, and you're going to see a lot bigger kills being pulled off. So that's what everyone should be happy about. Extraction to me is good, but at the same sense is if you're on that line of trash can and average, extraction's just this big, huge clusterfuck of chaos that isn't any fun for anyone. But King of the Hill, every idiot knows how to play. Every idiot knows how to play. Also, Shutout, gone. Clap it up, boys. I am going to take full credit for Shutout being taken out, even though I had nothing to do with it. I have zero to do with it, but I'm taking full motherfucking credit. Just because I bitched about it, right? Like, I bitched about it. Hey, ever since day one, I bitched about Shutout. But so Shutout's being taken out for one because the spawns weren't weighed in the way they should be. So bottom blue was weighed much heavier than the rest of the fucking map. So everyone who played it, it was awful. Awful. It was not fun for anyone to play, anyone to watch, anyone to endure through, right? Like, Lockout was a beautiful map, but Shutout was its like bastard child that was left in a dumpster and was found by some homeless people. That's what it feels like to me. And I'm sure that's a shitty analogy and it's a stretch, but you know what? That's what I do. I make those. Cues the fucking Family Feud billboard behind me. Imagine if I had that. But yeah, so wrapping up today's thoughts, because fuck, I am just so disgusted and tired of talking. Wrapping up today's thoughts. Number one, Carbon has returned. Karma is the question mark, I believe, in this point. Wave is about a 60-40 that he's going to be coming back on track with us, which is badass in every way, shape, and form. Karma's about 90-10. So we'll see how that all works out. The second thing, True Blue AL. Fuck, I still forgot his Twitter name. I'm so sorry. Managed to give me a free flight out to Nashville, so I will be casting Arena Gaming League with Walshy 304 at Walshy 304, aka Walshy, aka Final Boss Walshy, aka AA FFA Walshy, aka PS Walshy. Yeah, what do you guys know about the Psycho Soldiers Walshy moving forward? Number three, something needs to be done with quitters. I strongly believe that there has to be a punishment system installed upon, fuck, I can't think of the word, but whatever, needs to be implemented into 343's competitive playlist, because if people are going to be quitting out and I'm going to lose rank because I'm playing 4v3s, I am not going to have any bit of fun. Not one bit of fun, and that has to be handled. That's that. So that's going to do it for Gandhi's Thoughts. As always, follow me on Twitter at Scandi, and my YouTube, I have plenty of gameplays up there from Team Carbon. You can check that out at youtube.com/Scott Gandhi. And other than that, I'll be streaming tonight at exactly 8 o'clock with the Maven. Maven and Hoss will be coming back with me. There is no Carbon tonight. But hopefully, if Snipedown is home and he's not stuck in the mountains of Colorado, that we will be screaming Team Pulse. And if that's not the case, well then, Ghost, Maven, Hoss, and I will be destroying in Team Throwdown. So stay tuned for that. And other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. Love ya.